and keep getting up. We hit it all, we hit it all, we hit it all, we hit it all. First time we talk, baby, the first time we talk, I am a boss. You fuck up, get told. Shorty just gon' take the loss, I get lost in the sauce. Lost in the sauce, I just get lost in the sauce, ayy. Playing, I get skinny, I get skinny, I get skinny. I'm walking in with 50, looking too crispy, moving too shit.
Hey guys!
What's up?
Back with another video. Today we're gonna do story time. We're basically,
What? Story time.
I'm about to tell them if you give me a chance. So we're doing story time basically about how we met and our, what'd you say? Okay, so basically we're doing a story time about how we met and just our journey so far and the things that we had to go through before everything got calmed down and settled down and normal and everything eventually worked out for the best. You want to say something before we get into story time? Okay, well, you want to start the story? Or do I want to start?
Of course, you gotta start.
Oh, I gotta start it. Do you gonna piggyback? Okay, story time. So, we basically met in 2015. We met through a mutual friend, who basically introduced us, and then we took it from there.
Tell them exactly what happened
What you mean?
and how you did when we first started talking.
So we met through a mutual friend, and we both were getting out of really rough relationships.
I was already out of my relationship.
We both were just now getting out of rough
She was
relationships.
still in.
We met in July, and I was currently I wasn't in a relationship. I was more of broken up, but still dealing with the person I was broken up with. But we were broken up. I don't know if that makes sense. It's just we just we weren't really meant for each other. We weren't really right for each other. And I was unhappy, and so yeah, that's basically what happened. He, on the other hand, he was getting out of a rough relationship as well, but his ended way before mine did. We met in July, well, the end of June, beginning of July, and his relationship ended that spring before, and mine was still in the process of ending. So basically, we met through mutual friend, and basically, I was how can I say this? I don't know how to say this.
She was choosing.
I was not choosing, okay?
Yeah, you know she was choosing.
It's just when you have somebody that you that you were
Didn't really care for, you really didn't like, you was just in a relationship because you feel like that was the only thing that you had at the time. That was the only person you was talking to on a daily basis, so you feel like that's all you had. So
yeah, and then when
that
you're
was
inside of a relationship, once you break up with someone, it's not really a final breakup because you guys are still gonna deal with each other because feelings don't really change overnight. But basically, I met Vonn here. I met him through a mutual friend, and we were talking and stuff. He basically was just making me happy and giving me the happiness that I really wasn't getting, that I've been looking for, and he just swept me off my feet. That's all. He just swept me off my feet. And yeah, we had basically we I don't know. I feel like I'm skipping parts. Am I skipping parts? What am I? Okay, well, jump in.
No, keep going.
No, but what am I skipping?
2,000 years later.
Okay, so we were basically talking on the phone all the time at night, and I didn't really.
No, let me say something. Because you're not telling them the part that you know I'm gonna say.
Okay, so talk about it.
So we ain't know at all. We didn't bother to ask each other. We was just talking. So first got her number. We was texting for at least an hour, and we was getting to know each other a little bit. And she stopped texting me back, and
Like, I stopped
She just
texting him
curved
for
me.
like days. Like,
She
it was
curved
just
me.
about a week.
And so happily, I was going through my phone and I seen our text messages and wondered why she didn't text me back. So I had FaceTimed her. And luckily, she answered the phone. I don't know.
I don't think that's how it happened.
That's exactly how it happened.
That's what him
We
and his
picked
brother
back
keep
up.
claiming. But I remember I was on Twitter. Like, I stopped texting him for like a
Yeah,
week.
see, I ain't even knew they knew.
And
each other.
his brother, he texted me on Twitter and basically was like, you know, why did you, he said, I think he said, why did you swerve my brother like that? Or why you not talking to my brother? And that's just what made me like, I'm like, what did I say? I don't even think I replied. I think I just went to our text message and I think I texted you and then you FaceTime me. Like, you didn't FaceTime me out of nowhere. Or if you did FaceTime me and I did not text you, if I didn't text you though, you only FaceTime me
You
because
told
of your
me-
brother.
you
Because
told
he
me.
had mentioned me on Twitter and you must have saw it.
You told me that y'all, exchange stuff on Twitter, which I didn't know about. I
You
didn't know
had
they
to
knew-
see it.
I didn't know y'all
But
knew
you
each other.
follow both
But
of us
listen,
on
but
Twitter.
listen to this though. Y'all was talking, and so happened you told me that you had, just thought about it and like wonder why, like maybe I should, maybe should, maybe should.
No, you skipping stuff.
No,
You
wait,
skipping stuff. Okay.
wait. She was thinking about it like back and forth, like should I not? So that night when I tell y'all, I went through my phone and I FaceTimed this girl and she picked up the phone. Ever since then we've been talking. That's exactly how it happened.
Yeah, and then like I came out, like we were on the phone every day, and I came out and told him like honestly, because we never really talked to each other about, like we talked to each other about relationships and how like we both been like cheated on and lied to and stuff and used, basic stuff that people go through, but we never really upfront told each other our current like status. We just both assumed that we were both like single. But I didn't really lie to him. I just didn't tell him the full truth when we first started talking because I didn't really expect for it to get as serious as it got, and I started to feel bad. So I like told him like I'm like still like I'm not in a relationship, like fully attached to a relationship. I'm still like like what did I tell you? What did I tell you?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want to talk about it, but I was honest with him and I told him like I'm still, like I'm not really torn between the two, but I just didn't feel right by not telling him about my ex and telling him that we were like an on and off relationship. I never went back to him though. Like ever since I started talking to Vonn and we like got involved with each other, I never got back into a relationship. Like the on and off stopped when I met him. Like he cut the on and off basically. Like not like up front, like in a first person point of view. He didn't like physically really cut it off. Like I took it upon myself and I stopped, going to him because like I had something else that was way better. Like he basically swept me off my feet and like I knew I deserved more and he showed me that I deserved more than what I was in, basically, being cheated on and lied to and stuff. So looking really stupid, but I'm not about to cry. I don't care. Well, I cared then, like I was crying then, but then like I met him, and while we're like all falling in love and stuff, things happen because like he said, we didn't ask about each other's age or whatever, and we're 3 years apart. I'm 18, he's 21. When we met, I was 6. No, when we met, it was at the end of June. Listen, I got it. It was at the end of June, so I was 15 going on 16 because my birthday is the first week of July. My birthday is July 10th. So we met around June 24th, and we didn't ask about each other's age until my birthday party. I had like this party bus whenever we went to Cedar Point, and it's on my flyers it said Sweet 16 because I was 16 and I was sweet. So and he basically asked me, he's like, so you're 16? And then I finally asked him his age, and he's like, well, I'm about to be 19 at the end of the summer, because he was 18 when I was 16, but his birthday is at the end of the summer, so he was 18 going on 19. So yeah, we're 3 years apart and everything. And when my mom first met him, she also didn't really know his age. The only thing that she really, because I never had been in a relationship with a guy that had a car. He was my first boyfriend with a car that actually was able to take me out. Like my mom, she was a very, very strict parent. Like she did not my mom, she was a strict parent, but if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be like, you know, in the position that I am today. She always looked out for my well-being, you know. So yeah, so basically it was like he came and picked me up for our first date. I think we went, where did we go? We went to and yeah, no, not that date. That was our second date. Our first date we went to Coventry with no, not Coventry. We went somewhere with Tiandra and them.
Yeah, we all went to the beach.
The beach? Oh, yeah, okay. So we went to the beach on our first day, and he picked me up. And, you know, my mom, she's not about to let me get in the car with somebody that she really doesn't know, whether I know him or not. So she came outside or whatever, and she's like asking for his social and taking pictures of his license plates. And oh my God, she took a picture of his title, his license, everything. And I don't think she looked and did the math with his age when she was looking at his license. She just made sure he had valid driver's license, you know, making sure he wasn't like a criminal or a sex offender or something. And basically, and you know, she met him and everything, and we went off from there. And we made some, you know, some bad decisions and some bad choices along the way. Like, we were very, like,
Hardhead.
Yeah, and like, you know, we were young and dumb, so anything that our parents said, you know, at a certain age, everything that your parents say is like you're going to go against it. Like, if your parents said the sky is blue, you're going to swear up and down it's pink just because your parents said it. So yeah, we were like young and dumb, like, and we did a lot of things that we really weren't supposed to do, and a lot of things that could have waited. And like I said, my mom was very strict, his parents were very strict. Like, we had like really good parents, so it was like they didn't want to see us going down the wrong path. So they took it upon themselves, like, once they noticed, you know, that we were getting like way too over our head, and then like they noticed that we're 3 years apart. He graduated high school and I was still a sophomore in high school. They like really just
like, my mom stopped me from seeing him. She stopped me from going anywhere. I got my phone taken.
His parents stopped him from going anywhere. He didn't get his phone taken away, but you know, if he had a phone and I didn't have a phone, we were basically just sneaking around to see each other and talk to each other and stuff. Got caught a few times. Got caught a lot of times. Yeah, but I mean, our parents had good intentions. They just didn't want they didn't want us to go down the wrong path, and then they didn't want us to throw our like futures away, you know, and end up how they are. Like, our parents aren't bad parents. Like, they're very successful, you know, adults, but I think they didn't want us to end up and have it as hard as they had it, you know, by being young parents and everything. So they basically were trying to keep us apart, but like, no matter what, we still found a way to see each other and to talk to each other and, you know, to be together. And we got caught a lot. Like, we got caught so many times that I started to fear for my life. Like, oh my God, like, we just weren't sneaky. I don't know what it was. We just were not sneaky people. No matter how hard we tried, we could not be conniving, sneaky, or nothing. Like,
no, we got away a couple times.
Yeah, a couple times, but we got caught more than the amount of times that we got away with it. So yeah, that basically happened. And my mom, like, the thing about my mom was she just didn't want me to, you know, end up, you know, somewhere where I can't be successful or not being able to, you know, finish out my dream and, you know, pursue my career. So she basically also like tried to keep us apart and stuff. And I just wasn't honest with her, you know, the way that I encouraged all of you guys to be. Just, you know, talk to your parents, be honest with them. Sometimes they may understand. I don't know, I was just younger, dumb. The older that you get, the more you mature. And since I was young and dumb, I just didn't think critically. Yeah, just wasn't thinking, more just living in the moment, you know, living like this fairy tale life. But that's exactly what it was like for us. Like, it was like summer love, like, it was just really, it was a romantic summer. Like, that was one of the most best summers I ever had until, you know, everything happened and our parents started trying to keep us apart. And it didn't really start
really, nigga
unfolding for us. It didn't really start unfolding for us until, so we met June 2015. It didn't start unfolding for us. Like, we went a whole year without seeing each other. I didn't see him, like, we saw each other like on and off like once every month. But just imagine how hard that is to see the person that you're like, you know, in love with. Yeah, like every month. Like just imagine how hard
Yeah,
that
only
was.
for,
Like
like,
we went holidays without seeing
30
each other.
minutes or
Yeah,
something.
it was really only for like 30 minutes. Like we would like sit in the car with each other or like meet up at like stores or something. Like it was just really dumb, but it was really only like 30 minutes once a month that we would see each other. And then my mom finally decided to give me my phone back about, I think, 7 months later, like February 2017. No, 2016. Yeah, February 2016. She gave me my phone back. So we were talking more and FaceTiming more, so that was a little bit easier. But then the more we talked and the more we FaceTimed, the more we wanted to see each other. So now that I had more, more connections to like talking to him, we started sneaking around and stuff. And then the more I got caught, my mom just kept disciplining me, and I always found a way to talk to him though, like on the computer, on Twitter, Facebook, everything. I always found a way to talk to him, but it was just at a certain point where I just told my mom, like, I don't want to keep doing things behind your back. Like, I really don't like keeping things from my mom, because my mom would like this. Like, I really didn't want to do that to her, and I told her that, and I apologized. I wrote her a letter and everything. I let her know how sincere of an apology it was, because like I made bad decision. I was just really basically being like, rebellious, when I really didn't have to do that if I would have just been honest in the first place. But when you're young, you don't really want to come and talk to your parents about certain things because you're scared of how they're going to react. So you can't just upfront tell them everything and tell them the truth like they want you to, because you don't know how they're going to react. Like everybody's different and everyone reacts to certain things different. So so basically after I told her that, like it came around to the time of Thanksgiving and Christmas and things like that, and she would like let them come over more like around Thanksgiving and Christmas. Like she lightened up a little more. I think my maturity and me actually learning from my lessons like actually gave her like an eye opener and actually allowed for her to give him another chance, give us another chance to be around each other. I still wasn't allowed to go anywhere with him though. I still wasn't allowed to what else? I just wasn't allowed to go anywhere. I wasn't allowed to be alone with him. Like we had to always be out in the open whenever he would come over. Like we have to be in the living room, or if we were in the room, like the door was wide open and all my siblings were in there, so nothing was happening there. But around the holidays she would let him come over on like Thanksgiving and Christmas and stuff. But I couldn't really go anywhere with him, which sucked, because every relationship needs their privacy. But I guess we abused ours, so we kind of got like what we deserve. What's next? Oh yeah, so basically, for my 17th birthday, I was actually like she let up off me a little bit more because it was my senior year in high school. I was 17, a senior in high school. I'm actually the youngest person in my grade. I'm graduated now. I'm out of high school now, but I'm the youngest person in my grade, so I didn't turn 18 until after graduation. So when I turned 17, going into my senior year, she just like let off of me a little bit because I was doing great. Like I never got bad grades. I was always really good in school. So it was like my grades never started slipping once I got into a relationship. It's just the actions that I were taking once I got into a relationship and the way my mentality and my mind was changing. But yeah, once my senior year started and I started getting really good grades, she basically, let up off me a little bit, just a little, not a whole bunch, because
it was something though.
Yeah, it was something. It really was. Like I wasn't as stressed out. We weren't as stressed out. And then like as time went on, as we got closer to graduation and prom, things just got 10 times better, because it's like after a while, he just grew upon my family and upon my mom. Like my mom loves him now and she trusts us, and it's just no me without him, him without me. So I just feel that like for anyone who gets put in our position, just to be honest, everyone felt like he was the one making me do these things because he's 3 years older than me. But when you really sit down and talk to me, you really don't think of my age. Like you will think that I'm so much older than what I am. Like I make decisions for myself, and that was my fault, not his. Like we both made bad decisions, but we didn't force each other to do anything. We didn't take advantage of each other at all. But closer to graduation and prom, we basically started saving up for an apartment. Prom and graduation was so great. It was so good. But we basically started saving up for an apartment, and we got our first apartment in August, 3 months after graduation, and we moved in together. Now we're here. So we're just really, really happy. It was
humble.
And humble.
A long way.
Yeah. It was just a very rough time for us. Like I felt like it was never gonna work. Sometimes, like I really felt like, cause I'm not me. Like I always like felt like he would do something crazy, because like the dudes are usually the first ones to like cheat, and then he had more freedom than me. Like his parents.
Yeah, let me say this, cause I didn't even get to that part. Well, my parents, they was cool, but they wasn't, because for the simple fact that they didn't want me to see her. That's all. As long as I stayed away from her, they didn't care what I did, but they didn't want me talking to her or being around her at all because she was underage. So I could understand that, but at the end of the day, that's what I wanted. She the person that I wanted to be with. Didn't care about nobody else, so I really wasn't thinking about them. But I love my parents. They was great people, and that was it, man. We came a very, very long way. Like, we just go back 2 years ago. Like, we was in the struggle. Things started off good, boy, but we was in the struggle. But now we here, and things is amazing now. So I'm just very grateful for her to still be by my side to this day. She's a very,
you gotta talk louder.
Very, very.
But yeah, I wasn't like terrified that he wasn't gonna cheat or anything, but I knew that like no one's like dumb or naive. I knew he had more freedom than me, and I knew that his parents was okay with him doing anything as long as it wasn't with me. Like we knew.
But
that,
I had sense though, so.
Yeah, so, but I mean now like the family is all together. Everyone's still.
Cool.
Yeah, like everybody is loving.
Cool.
Like I love his family. My family loves him. He loves my family. So it's not the same. Everything is better. Everyone's always there for each other. Like we always have our families back. Our family's always there for us. So everything worked out for the better. Like 2 years later, everything worked out for the better. It's been like a year and a half. No, 2 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, our 2-year anniversary was. Yep. So we'll be 3 years August 20. No, I mean not August. July 24th. Come on, we've been talking about dates since the video started. We'll be 3 years July 24th, 2018. So thanks for watching, guys. Let us know what you think. Comment below anything else that you want to see from us, questions. If you want us to do a Q&A, let us know. If you want to do any challenges or any pranks,
I'm trying to get in the kitchen. Drop down below what y'all want us to cook, because I'm trying to get in the kitchen. I like to cook, bro. I can't cook.
No, but make sure you guys give this a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel. Follow our Instagram.
With steak, baked potatoes.
Follow our Instagram. Make sure you share this video with your friends. Let us know what you think. You ain't gonna stop.
Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to our page right now. DD Mob. Let's get it.